Cool. Hi everyone. I think we can go ahead and get started now. It is 2:30 p.m. Central Time. Let me just update the title of the stream, and then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just share on Twitter, let everyone know that we are now live. Hey, Red Garlic, how's it going? Hello. Now streaming. Let me attach a photo, an image. We'll go with. Right. Hey, David Kilmer. Yeah, it's really bright. So unfortunately, there isn't anything I can do about it. Hello, XTyler73, and greetings, Scar. Hello. So, right. Let me close this. Move this over. Okay. Yeah, it's the afternoon, so it's a lot brighter, and I think my camera has a hard time adjusting. But anyway, we can go ahead and get started now. Need to move this over. So basically, one of the things we did, I did yesterday, was kind of go through with our trees section, and we kind of have started to clean up all this stuff. The biggest problem right now is that it's actually very hard to see which things are connected. So one of the things that Chris is working on today is, so like right now this square is connected to this line manager. You can see it when I click on the square in the line manager. When I click on it, it's this one that's selected. The problem is if you have, like, you know, here we've got a number of these square activators and lines in the scene. And if one of them is missing, it's like really hard to track down which one. There's also apparently, usually when you click on the console, it should take you to the object. If you click on it once, it takes you to the object. If you click on it twice, it opens up the script itself. And apparently you actually need to be able to add, you actually, with like custom error messages, you actually need to be able to, put something in there to make Unity take you to the object. Chris just figured that out, so I think that's something he's working on today. So basically what I want is a lot more visual indicators. Like I'd want a line from this square connecting to this manager, like from the square to the connecting manager. And then right now, so this door, the circle, the green sphere tells you that this door is connected. It doesn't tell me what it's connected to, which is a little useless. So what I'm looking for is two lines. You know, we might have them during the course of this stream, but I need these, you know, there should be two lines from this sphere to these, the line managers that lets me know that that's what it's connected to. Oh yeah, so David, you went through the three-part blog post on depth normal. Yeah, that was, yeah, I think that was very well written. I think the way, I actually have had to refer to that blog post myself, because I wrote that in 2013, and then kind of every time now I understand after 2 years, like I finally understand shaders well enough that I don't need to go back to that the post, but for a while I actually had to go through that blog post and follow it to see what was going on. For those who aren't familiar, this is actually before I even started my devlog, but on my blog there is a three-part introduction into working with depth and normal textures in Unity. It started because I wanted to create this effect in in the game Quantum Conundrum. As it turns out, though, I think this is actually not using a depth normal texture. It's something a little bit different, like stencil mask or something. But anyway, that got me started working on it, and there was very, very little documentation about depth normal textures. In fact, if you look at, and it still is that way, at least officially from Unity, if you look at their yeah, like one of the things I talk about is if you look at their manual, it basically just tells you it basically just tells you to go look at I mean it gives you a little bit of information, but mostly it's like right. See, it's like, for examples on how to use a depth and normals texture, please refer to the edge detection image effect or screen space ambient occlusion, kind of figure it out. Hey, Thordura, I am previously was in physics, or rather I'd studied physics and then spent about 4 years making installation art, and also was briefly in advertising where I made the first feminine hygiene ad to ever have blood in it. Hey, Horo123, how's it going? Yeah, if you combine depth and normals, you can basically do edge detection. You can actually do edge detection without normals. You can just use depth. Antichamber just uses depth because he was using the Unreal Developer Kit, and that did not have that didn't give you access to the normal values. But hey, Jazz Hammond, how's it going? You made it this time. Hopefully these hours are a little bit better for you. Horror 123, I am good. We're just yeah. So Chris got a lot of the stuff working with water working. So actually, what I'm doing right now is. So actually so anyway, I just went over and said Chris today is working on a few like editor tools to help me visualize connections a lot better, so that you know, in big scenes when I start connecting things, you can see where everything is connected to without having to depend on error messages. Thanks, Thorder. I'm really glad to hear that. Yeah, and currently the problem, so I think today we're going to start doing some tests with water, now that we have that more or less working. The problem is that for some reason the water, there's like no mesh connected to it. Yes, yeah, this is the UK time. Yeah, Real Entropy, Greeting Star. Yeah, I know a lot of people had kind of kept saying that it was like really difficult because of the previous schedule. It was like 3 a.m. in the UK. The thing, and I would like to do it in the afternoon. The problem is there's just always so many meetings that happen in the afternoon that I can't guarantee it consistently. So, but I think once a week is fine. So as you can see, the problem with the water controls is I can't actually see it in the editor, which is a bit problematic. And right now it's relying on the green arrow. That's the forward. So Chris is also going to work on having an actual mesh so that I can see it, as well as the arrow pointing, showing which way the water is falling and which way it's down. The other problem is that I think eventually the water, they're not, like right now the water just kind of starts like out of thin air, and I think eventually what I'd like to do is actually have some kind of pipes, like what I am thinking of is, what's it called, optical illusion fountain, something like, yeah, something like this. This is kind of cool with just a box, or at least, or this might be a fun, yeah, this would kind of be a really cool surreal element. Yeah, it's 2:30 in the afternoon for me. Baraka Dude asks, how do I perform the light transmission animation from on the cables? I am actually not really sure what you are... Oh, you mean the, you mean when I light up and the light passes? Like on the... yeah, I call these, I just call them signal lines. But, hello, Stealth Matt does. David Kimmer, which antechamber thing are you talking about? Right, so that's actually a, it's actually all in the shader. So what it is, it's actually, what you do is you have your light emission, right? So that an emission is what turns it on inside the shader. And all you do is you set the y-axis of the shader to be dependent of time, which you feed in from the main script. So you can get the time component from Unity, and then you pass that in. I don't recall there being a fountain inside Antechamber. I don't think Antechamber had it. So what you do is you just make that dependent on time, and what we do is we have a line manager that organizes it, so it calculates how long it's going to take based on the speed and the distance, and then it assigns the start time of the next piece. It assigns the end time of the previous piece as the start time for the next piece. So it's just a very simple time-based surface shader. We're actually not even using a vertex shader for that. All right, enough of looking at optical illusion fountains. Let's go ahead and kind of get started playing with water. So anyway, what I've got here is a... this is actually for something else. This is not a pipe. Yeah, Antechamber didn't have a fountain. So actually one of the things that I want to work on is... what the hell is this tree holder? Okay, so the reason why we had a whole bunch of problems with the trees was because they we rewrote a whole bunch of stuff to make it work. The fuck? Was that we rewrote a bunch of stuff so that it worked with right, to have it work with the water mechanic, basically the new gardening mechanic. Is there? Okay. Yeah, the one of the things that sort of moving forward, and that's kind of the biggest lesson I've learned, the difference between prototyping and actual game, making a full game, is you want to have really great editor tools, because all of that, every kind of holdup is going to get multiplied when you start to make the game really big, and we are currently still trying to figure that out with our own systems. Because the thing is, unless we don't do, if we don't, it's hard to know exactly how I want to edit it until I've really done a lot of it, and then that all ties into everything. Yeah, the Baraka Dude, I think on my devlog I have a little more information going through it and explaining it a little bit better with, like, I have like GIFs showing the progress on that. Hey, Jet User, yes, streaming at work. People are like, yeah, don't stream in the afternoon because people are at work. But I'm like, it's precisely because people are at work that they can watch this. That's Reddit's existence. Alright, so, okay, we now have this. So, what I want to do... interesting. So, okay, is... is soil patch dependent on gravity? So one of the things that I just asked Chris about is whether this soil patch is dependent on gravity, because you should only be able to put a green box in there for it to work. The other thing I want to do is have like a tool that's a tree generator tool, because right now you'll see what I'm doing is I'm actually just like, because the tree has to be part of this component, and that's not a prefab. So what I end up doing is I just copy that entire object and then bring it over here to where I want it. But what we would ideally like to have is just a single button that I press, and then this all gets set up. Ah, yes. The problem with yeah, a lot of the times the problem with tools is you like don't really know what tools you need until you start making things. So it's like it's kind of as if you have to do things the inefficient way first. You can't, as much as you like to have great tools right from the get-go, I don't think that's possible. You kind of have to like start making stuff, and then you realize, okay, actually this part is a bit problematic. Here is a more efficient way of doing it. So Jet user is always babysitting deployments. Makes me question what he actually does. Hey, Beefy Quad. Beefy Quad. Not Beefy Quad. Yeah, so actually I'm going to go ahead and copy this whole thing over, and we will see if this actually works. Except why the fuck is it? You know what fucking, yeah, you know what happened is, so like all these, so we had this problem a few weeks ago where all the trees ended up getting rotated 90 degrees, and it's because this soil patch is at it's because this soil patch got turned around. Ugh. Right, like everything here, so the fuck. Alright, actually, whatever. So I think this should not be, so this is like another thing where I'm concerned about, right? Like right now you can see this soil patch is a prefab, and it has the tree holder. This is the tree that's going to grow in there, and that's a child of this prefab, but it's not, but it's not, oh, come on. Right, so this is a problem, right? And this is like a Unity thing, which is, so we have this soil patch, it's a prefab, and I have this tree holder that's a child of this prefab, but it's not part of the prefab itself. You can see that it's in black, whereas this soil patch is in blue. This has the problem where if I accidentally hit the apply button, it ends up absorbing this tree holder into the prefab itself, which is actually not what I want. Does this look like the brand new Flappy Bird? Interesting. Maybe I hope this game is as successful as the new Flappy Bird. That would be pretty awesome. So I think I'm gonna actually go. Fuck. Sorry, it's game development is incredibly frustrating. If that isn't totally obvious. Where is my soil patch? Right, it's like... Like, I want the... For this, I really want the blue arrow to be pointing up, because it'll be a lot easier dealing with this later on. Fuck! God, fuck! Man. What? Why is... Fuck. Sorry. Oh, man. So as you, the thing that's annoying is that this this box patch is like not in the right location. Oh man. All right, I think this is fixed now. Oh man. Why am I not seeing the... Oh, fuck. Where is the mesh for this? Why can't I see the mesh? What the heck? Man. Okay, hold on. Let's we gotta be calm about this. Let's just Yep. Does it have to do with it being a child? I'm not going to add the swastika. What, No, that wasn't, last stream didn't have Nazis, No, no, we're not gonna put, we're not putting swastikas in the game. That, I think last time someone was saying having it as an Easter egg, which is what, but I think that's like a Doom reference. But no, that's not what we are going to do. Like, I just don't understand why you can't adjust the renderer separately from the patch. But anyway, this is good now. So we all right. All right, there we go. Okay, now this is all fixed. Yeah, I was just hoping to, but okay. So now we can go ahead and place this on the ground. Oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, and we just talked about how, you know, I don't want hate symbols in the game. But it just, like, cause actually, that's actually kind of a legitimate concern because of the way this game is. It's very geometrical, and sometimes you can end up with, it's like, if you want to keep things four-way, if you want to kind of keep things symmetrical in four directions, because everything is 90-degree angles, it can end up with, like unintentional swastika. So that's actually kind of something that I'm looking out for. And I did comment, like, because it actually used to be this symbol in Buddhism until it got adopted by the Nazis, which yeah, which is just awful. So, but yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're moving on from the topic. How do I find creating parts of levels that are meant to be played when the player's down isn't down? I'm not actually sure what you mean. I actually just have it rotated in all different directions. We have not finished the tree generator. No, I got the basics of it working. But had to work on other things. But yeah, eventually we will have a tree generator and a staircase generator. I mean, to answer real entropy's question, it's just a lot of playtesting. Alright, there we go. That's... Now we can bring the tree holder back in. What are the cube blocks? What do the cube blocks look like? Yeah, it's a little too busy though, you know. Do they, Greetings, Scar, do the cube blocks actually, because I never actually finished it, but do these have, do the symbols? I do remember some of the blocks had different, properties, but did they actually end up using... Yeah, did these actually end up, like, are they just to differentiate blocks, or did they actually, like, was this supposed to be a map to something? Hey, Chris7001, how's it going? Man, I think this time is, seems like we're getting a lot more viewers streaming at this hour. You missed, Chris, you missed my brief period outburst of frustration. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now that... Yeah, I need to know if these, like, patches are dependent on soil. But yeah, so we need to actually change the way we're organizing it, so that we don't accidentally get Yep. Yeah. This was actually after a month of everyone complaining about how late it was for them. I decided to, but unfortunately I think it's gonna. So I'm gonna do like Tuesdays 2:30 to 4. Unfortunately I can only do it once a week just because there's just always a ton of stuff happening in the afternoon that it ends up being a little unpredictable for me to keep this hour. So actually, we're gonna go ahead and play this to work. So now we're playing with water from multiple gravity directions. Let me see. Okay, sorry. I just got a message from... Yeah. Yeah, soil patch should be dependent on gravity. Okay, so actually I just learned from Chris, if you pass in a game object, you actually want to use a debug.log. Okay, so actually when you select the message in the console, a connection to the context object will be drawn. This can be useful for locating the object on which an error occurs. So this is actually what was causing a bunch of problems was that when I clicked on the object, it wasn't taking. When I clicked on the error message, it wasn't taking me to the object. So yep. Alright, so... Hey, NSCR15, how's it going? BitGamer Review! How's it, welcome. How did I learn Unity? This started as a way to learn Unity. My first idea was to make a massive cyberpunk MMO set in Chicago. It was like Watch Dogs meets, it was like Watch Dogs meets Remember Me meets Skyrim, and I was like, maybe I should make a smaller project in Unity first, and this was it. And then I got totally carried away with it. Okay, so we have blue water now. We can see this is what blue water looks like. Let's go ahead and try bending this. Right, so we can, for those of you that are new, a big component of water is that you can redirect, you can bend it. Okay, except now it's not working. Oh no, there it is. So okay, it's like growing the tree all wrong. Come on. Alright, so the tree is supposed to grow out of the cube. We had it working yesterday until I think pretty sure I broke it just now when I moved it. But we'll ignore that and continue with this is what green water looks like. Again, it should be dependent on water. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just talk to Chris about it right now and give him, yeah. So we need to separate soil patch from tree holder. So so it doesn't get absorbed into the prefab. So the blue arrow, the y-axis, points up. Right. So the soil patches will all have different colors. Yeah, that was Z fighting. I do not like Z fighting. That was unintentional Z fighting. It's because we have everything aligned to a grid, so sometimes it gets set up that way. Oh right. So you can't walk on active water, but you can rotate onto it. Well. No. Because see, here's the thing, right? If it's active water, you just go through it. When you walk, it's like walking underneath a waterfall. Maybe we'll have a really fancy, like water splitting animation. Probably not. But if the difference with waterfall is that you can actually choose to walk onto it, and then it becomes a bridge when it's frozen in the inactive space. So actually, what I want to do is I want to jump down and grab a cube from the tree that was above me. I'm going to jump down to go on top. Here it is. So let's come over here. So now we've got. This is actually kind of cool because so see we missed that ledge. So unfortunately, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to jump off. There is a bug right now where you can like, if you're falling with the box, you can like place it underneath your feet and you slow down because it thinks there's ground beneath you, so we need to fix that. Alright, so now, okay, so it is stopping the waterfall. It is stopping the stream, so yeah, okay. Okay, so see now there's a problem, which is our splash effect doesn't seem to be working. Splash effect is broken with. Let's open up our notes for Chris 2015-09-01. Splash effect not working in different gravity directions. What I was gonna ask what was Jet User talking about with Jesus, and then I remembered. Yeah, I guess you are Jesus in this game. You're walking on water. But actually, the thing that I want to try is having. Let's see if we can grow a green tree here in this patch of soil. It will probably be broken. How is the player supposed to catch that? You don't. I mean, you could, if you get the timing right, but you can actually, one of the things with, all the cubes come from trees, right? So, you see here, if I pick this off and I drop it, I can just, pick it off again. So, hello, Cano Monster. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be revealing the specifics. I mean, I have talked about my edge detection shader in general terms, and if you look at the blog, you can kind of figure out what you have to do, but yeah, it's not, okay, it's not working. Well, no, so it doesn't create infinite blocks because it actually picks up. It destroys the block that you placed in the. It destroys the block that was out there in existence previously. Right. So it seems like I broke. Yeah, it seems like I broke it. Actually, I think I might. Maybe I'll give Chris a call. All right. Actually, Chris just said he just pushed the build. So you know what? Let's pull the latest build. Yes, it is very nice, the shader, but it has taken us like 2 years to refine. So Chris says he just pushed the build. So let me get the latest version. Okay. All right. Okay, never mind. We actually probably shouldn't have reloaded that, but well, actually, everything was broken anyway, so. Okay, so it's now fixed. It's now in the z-axis. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so see, I don't know if you guys just saw what happened, but the screen, like, went to black. And that's because without this, like, bonsai tree needs to be, at, like, in, underneath a parent. So we actually need to fix that, before we... That's, like, actually one of the things that we need to fix. Because what it is the script is looking for, it looks for a parent to then look for children with these ranger points, these spawn points. But so when you bring the tree in, you like if you don't bring it in as a child of another object, it looks for that stuff automatically, and then it runs into a bunch of problems. So, okay. Okay, so actually let's try this and see if let's see if this is working. Oh, but yeah, by the way, if you're new and you really like, if you're enjoying the stream, you should follow and help us grow this channel. And then one day, hopefully Twitch will let me change user quality settings. Yeah, Vivasser, we've done some work on the water, so let's see if it's working now. Okay, so this is working. We are having the tree fucking grow at the wrong... I don't know why this... Okay, let me... I bet I can figure it out. It's Alright, so this is the tree's position. I think this has to do with tree rotation somehow, but what if we don't do anything to the local position? Let me see. Yeah, okay. This is also not exactly the way I want the trees to grow. Like, right now it just does a scaling, but what I would like to do, what I would like ideally to have is, have this, like, shader move up. Have the, sort of, the branches kind of grow, kind of slowly have the tree reveal itself upwards. This is a puzzle game, and what I would like to do, and I talked a bit about this yesterday. Fucking A, man. What the... Did you guys see that tree grow? It like grew from midair. Yeah, so... Yeah, okay, I'll just talk to Chris about that. The idea with the puzzles is that they would actually change... It would be both. So a lot of the puzzles early on, there are single solution puzzles, and the reason for that at the beginning is because I really need to. Those puzzles exist to kind of teach you certain techniques. So there's like 4 of them at the very beginning, and it's like you need to do them in the right order. Otherwise, your mental model of how the world and the rules work gets really screwed up. So those are all single solution puzzles, more or less. The later ones, they do become multiple solution puzzles, and then even later they become more design-based puzzles, which are like what Infinifactory is like, where the solution is actually something that you would need to have it be designed. Let me just ask Chris. Anyway, so let's let's try this, see the soil, if it's going to work with the green tree. Yeah, so eventually it kind of starts off with these puzzles that have a single solution and then move on to puzzles with multiple solutions, and then in the end is they're puzzles with design-based solutions, design-based puzzles. And yes, this is going to be non-linear. Again, the intro is linear because it can get very confusing, the mechanic, if you're not. Oops, we just made the wrong tree green. Yeah, the mechanic is very unusual, so it takes some getting used to, so there's a learning curve. So it does need to be linear at the beginning, just so I make sure, I can be sure that the players are like doing things correctly. Yeah, but sort of that's like, I just have the bare minimum for that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the tree over again. So you know what, let's bring this one in. So that's this tree. Yeah, I'm actually not a huge fan of a lot of linear experiences, and which I think is why I'm not really into narrative-based games. I don't know. What do you guys call this genre of games? Like, yeah, they are. Why are the tree models centered on the actual center and not the trunk base? That's really more just where Unity places the pivot point when you go to, because the entire trunk is like a single mesh, and I think Unity just puts it in the middle of that area. But you can see anyway, this this box, the reason what this is it shows you, like, that's kind of where you'll see that a box has already been picked off, so you'll see a box there already. But what I was talking about was, what do you guys call the games like Firewatch, single player narrative driven game? It's not really point and click though, I think, because that one it does give you the first person control. I guess my problem with that, I feel like those games have like a fundamental problem though, which is because it, like, you know, in Firewatch specifically, you're playing as this guy Henry, and he like talks, but you're the guy controlling him. And so what's weird is it's like, am I supposed to be Henry, but I don't sound like Henry. And you also have the problem of where you as the player don't have the same information or knowledge as your character, right? It's like Henry's like, oh man, last night was crazy, and it's like you're controlling him and you have no idea what he's talking about. And then also it's like, well, why don't I make Henry? And then they also do stuff like I actually don't really like the way it's going, because then it's like they try to like make the voice tell you Um, yeah, so it's like, because then what they do is like, then when you start going backwards, they have the character be like, I really should turn around, and you're just like, Jesus, like who does that? It's like, oh, maybe I should sit down, and you're like, no, I'm gonna go inside the corner and jump, like, and then you can like go make the character stand against the wall and just like spam spacebar, and the character is just like jumping. And if he doesn't comment that, then it makes the whole thing totally, like, it just throws me off. Like, I can't take these games seriously. So yeah, I just feel like if you're gonna do narrative game, either you have it where it's just like I really think the only narrative that works is emergent narrative, you know, Civ or The Sims or Skyrim, where you just have full control over, where they don't try to shove a story, but you make your own stories. I think even Skyrim has. Anyway, I don't know. Like, I'm not hating on those games. It just seems like a weird. It like that genre seems to be very popular now, and I'm just curious about it because it just seems to me that there's like a fundamental issue that cannot be solved, which is character player knowledge difference. So it's like, why? What is even the point? I don't know, it's like trying to build a house on sand, I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Sandbox is getting a lot more popular. Well, I'm also not crazy about, you know, I mean, certainly that narrative first person is still not as, like, popular as first person survival sandbox. And most of those just seem like they just like went into the asset store and then took a bunch of crafting stuff and then made it a game. Yeah, they're very movie-like games. I just don't know what to call them. I think like they're like first-person. Okay, right. So remember, you guys saw like this. You see, this cube has already been picked off because once a cube has been picked, it's slightly transparent on the tree. So if I pick this cube off now, this cube is going to disappear. So you'll see that happen. Right. So that's what it has allowed us to do. Early access survival games, yeah. Alright, let's... Hopefully this works. Right, yeah, I mean, so Dig on Ashley, that's why, like, Amnesia worked, right? As I think Portal, it's like, oh, you have your memory wiped, but you can only do that so often before that becomes this like obvious cliche. And I mean, I just like gotten rid of that completely. But for me, it's like that means then when the player is when you're exploring, that everything sort of makes sense. It looks like we've got this cube just flying off over there. So okay, let's see if we can actually grow a tree from this. So actually, one problem with this setup right now is it's actually you'll see once this water comes down from above, because the stream is looping around. Once you have this, it's actually really hard for me to tell. Actually, I guess you can just look at the direction of the water to see where it's coming from. Never mind. I was going to say it's really hard to tell whether the water is coming from this stream or that stream, but you can just look at the water direction and then it lets you know. So let's see if this is going to let us grow a tree. Ah, okay. So it is. So yeah, so we now have trees growing. The position of it is screwed up. But Okay, that's weird. I think it's because it's going through the tree right now. But our meshes are staying. The meshes have not been fixed, unfortunately, for multiple gravity. Why is it not bending? Oh, man, it looks like we have problems with... Okay, so... Oh, no, it is. But it doesn't seem to be as smooth. Yeah, anyway, I'm a big fan of the way these waterfalls look. It is a tad bit unrealistic because it's like normally the waterfall would come down to a pond, but right now it just like continues. It's very Minecrafty. Yeah, but Vivasco, it's like, but you could do it where it's like you just you could do it where, like, I think Dishonored does it a lot better, where you are playing the role of Corvo, and he has a backstory, but it doesn't, but the interactions, like, Corvo doesn't speak. Yeah, I guess my problem with a lot of these narrative-driven games now is I feel like they really want to be movies, and they have a story in mind that they want to tell. And it's not that I don't think games can tell stories. I just feel like sometimes a game isn't the best medium for that. I feel like if you have a specific story you want to tell, you should just make a movie or a book. Is what I think. Whereas I feel games is more like you can allow for stories to happen. But anyway, you can see with all this stuff, this is like where we can really start to go crazy with the kinds of puzzles that you can have, because it's like all of a sudden now I have a bridge in the orange gravity, and look, this is kind of cool, right? Because you'll see below here is the blue. That's the blue bridge. So in a way, it's like what I can do is use yeah, I mean it's not like I'm more just this is like my game design philosophy, and I'm just sort of interested in seeing stuff. I mean I do think you can have game elements. I think XCOM did it really well, but part of like it had cutscenes, and it's like in between missions you had the story elements. But I think what made those story elements really powerful was like you got to know your soldiers over time through very emergent stuff. You know, like you have one soldier that almost died on this combat and was revived, and then maybe that one he goes on to play like a really important role later on. But what makes that special is sort of this that like the designers didn't try to force that story on you, but it sort of happened as a result of the game. Right, so we have green and blue water now, so we are not going to have... is Borderlands really going to be a movie? Is it going to be a movie or an animation? I think most games are not movie. I think just the big games. There's not going to be cutscenes. David Kilmer is just joking. There are no cutscenes here. Lionsgate. I am pretty. I don't know. Actually, I was gonna say I'm pretty excited about the Assassin's Creed movie, but it's like I used to really like Assassin's Creed, and then they just killed it for me because they just have this like new version comes out like every 6 months, and it's the exact same game, and they just keep adding stuff that ruins it. Like all the optional requests, it's like you can never feel good because instead of having all these like options and choosing how you approach a mission, it's like it just tells you failed all these optional and it says optional, but it still tells you like failed. So yeah, I have stopped playing those games. Although maybe I should get 5, just for the architecture, because my favorite is 2, and people say that 5 is the most similar to 2, in terms of how you can climb the architecture. We are going to make this water is going to be yellow. I would play AC. Yeah, well, Chris, if you like, are you talking about the? I think you mean AC2, right? Because AC1 is in the medieval is set during the time of the Crusades, whereas AC2 is actually in Italy. That's why I played it too. I love Venice. I actually started playing it as research for this game because like a lot of European cities are designed so they're not easily navigable by car, so you have to have like this. So it's like easily walkable, so I think that method of city design is a lot better for a game like this. So I was kind of looking at how they were designing the levels so that it's very walkable. Or rather, how those cities are designed to be very walkable, and I figured the game would kept it very, very authentic. Yeah, I think 2, right? Greeting Scar, I would just play 2. I would just play AC2. And yes, Fez is awesome. Jet User, I think you just ruined it. Don't say anything about Fez. Yeah, they are so repetitive. Like 3 I thought was kind of cool, because it was set in the U.S. And it had some new elements, but for some reason it's like they would start every level, every mission you would start in like your base. It would be in the city, and then you'd have to travel through these like 2 massive areas to get there, and it's like what is wrong? Why do you need to do this? Like, whose idea was it? It sounds like Alright Pal doesn't like AC, huh? Right, it just kept like you'd have to go through the woods and you could fast travel, but it's like, so then you just start every mission with like 2 fast travels, and it's like, why is this? I'm already loading at the beginning. Yeah, and 4 was fun, you know, I liked the sea stuff, but it also just felt super grindy. Oh man, alright. Looks like we'll have to come down with the, interesting. I think we're gonna give, we're gonna give Alright Pal a timeout. We don't want negative vibes here, so sorry about that, alright pal. But no banhammer, we just time you out for a bit. Oh, interesting. Greetings, Scar. I'm actually very interested to hear about your oh, whoops! Sorry, I meant that as that was supposed to be a whisper. But greetings, Scar. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts on Antechamber are. Brotherhood. Is Brotherhood 2 or 3 in the AC one? Oh no, it's 2. It's Revelations. Okay, so I actually didn't like AC Brotherhood. I thought the story was great, but that's when they added all the optional quests on the missions, which I thought kind of ruined it for me. Alright, so there is our water. But yeah, yeah, so I've also watched a ton of Antechamber playthroughs as well. I think Antechamber, so my thoughts on Antechamber is definitely, I love the, I have thought about the ending of Antechamber for a really, really long time. I think everyone here is somewhat familiar with Antechamber. We are, yeah, we're by the way, yeah, so Antechamber spoilers. Like, I think Antechamber it's one of my favorite games. It has definitely had a big influence. Alex has been wonderful in helping me with the game, and I think it's had a fantastic intro, but I'm very curious to hear, but yeah, it is also good to sort of analyze it. Yeah. So, and you can't draw a line. You can't draw a line, right? Like I do that, and then the line cuts out. You can't connect. Yeah, and I actually talked to Alex about that. Like I forget when it was, but I asked Alex. I was like, hey, you know this, and he said, but so the game isn't about. So Antechamber isn't about having a consistent system, right? It is more about just like. It's about puzzle to puzzle and you not having anything consistent to learn on. Like you constantly have to. It's more about psychological mind games than it is about a consistent system. And I talked to him about those staircases. I was like, yeah, you can't come back and actually connect the line. And he's like, yeah, but you know, because that's not really what the game is about. And also from a design standpoint, people don't usually go back to it. Like I think, like Greeting Scar pointed out, you do. A few people have gone back, but that's really when you're at the level where you like want to see how far you can push the system. Oh wow, thank you. Yeah, well, but you know, I mean, a lot of, I think, you know, I would say that even though I do think, yeah, like a lot of the look, I think is definitely a lot softer than Antechamber, but I'm definitely. You know, I definitely got here by standing on Antechamber's shoulders. So, it like, a lot of how the way the game looks now is... I think if Antechamber didn't exist, my game would probably just look straight up like Antechamber, but it's like looking at what Antechamber has done, that's like pushed it to go this far. You know what, let's go ahead and just let's put all the different colored waters in here. The hold on a second. I'm hold on, let's see. Sorry, there's some stuff going on. There were those pitch black hallways where you had to go backwards. Most people saw the edges and just walked, seeing the hallway. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one though. I just had an all you have to know wall. The gamma calibration. Hold on. All right, pal. We've unbanned you, but we're gonna let's keep. Anyway, we're gonna have Chris on board. But yeah, anyway, thanks. Alright, I guess we should ban him then. So... oh, fucking A. Yeah, okay. Orlando Bloom, you were right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna have Chris come on. We're actually gonna talk to him about, we'll talk to him about some of the, anyway. Let's actually just have Chris on, and talk to, yeah. Okay. Okay, I will do that too. Alright.
Hello?
Hey, Chris!
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone can hear Chris.
The stream.
And I will, let me... set up screen share with Chris so he can see what's going on. Alright, so we can hear Chris. Chris, you are on the stream.
Okay.
Alright, hey, yeah, let me raise your volume there too. Alright, so the thing is, we, yeah, so right now the tree generator, because what I think, remember how we had that problem where all the trees got rotated 90 degrees?
Yeah.
I think it was because the soil patch had it like wasn't, the soil patch wasn't at 90, like, the soil patch was slightly turned and it ended up with the tree getting off. But now that I've moved it back, it like rose from the bottom. Yeah. Anyway, if you, I'll show you right now. But we do also need to make. I think right now having the tree holder underneath the prefab of the soil doesn't really work very well. So just show you. I think it just has to do with the way we positioned the boxes,
Sure.
the tree setup. So.
Are you thinking just a combo like we've been doing it?
Yeah, I think we gotta do it like the tree, because right now this has the problem where we like accidentally set the oh yeah, so because I moved it, so now what happens is that, like, the position is offset. I think it's inside the in here where it's setting the position. But anyway, that's so just in terms of, like, I think, yeah, because right now we have the problem of, so I think that, well, first of all, the soil we needed to, there should be like the drop down where we can choose which gravity it belongs to and have the color change as a result of that.
Yeah.
Because it's like you can only put blue boxes on blue soil patches, and green boxes on green soil patches, etc. Like they're dependent on specific gravities. And then I don't know if you have any ideas for like how we should. Yeah, so because then this would mean that we would need the same thing with the soil. With the tree, we'd have that parent object.
Yeah.
Combining it.
I think it makes sense to do that. Like it's worked well in other situations so far.
Right, and I think because once we set up the editor tools where we can generate that empty object combo, right? Because it's like right now the real pain is just having to copy it over and move it.
Yeah.
Move it in, like or generating from start. And I think once we have the tool going in, then that should be fairly straightforward. Yeah, I am curious, like, just in terms of the way we're doing the, what's the surrounding model and fertile model?
That was just like I made the first version that was just a quad with one color, and you suggested that the middle should be like more fertile than the rest, and so you have to put the cube on the center rather than anywhere on the whole soil patch. So
right, yeah.
Just adding another quad to show visually where that the more fertile area was.
Right. Oh, there was also so it seems like with the green. So now I'm just like going around and adding all the water. I think the splash isn't being locally rotated.
Oh yeah.
Like the green splash looks like the blue splash direction. They look like bear traps, as someone pointed out. Here, I'll show you. Or I think a little bit further down. Oh no, I think we need to start like bending with like I think right now these are actually reversed. Like the one we're seeing is like it looks fine there because it's the inverted version. I'll show you. Let's grab a box and go down. Fuck. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there. That's what's going on. I think, like, I think they should be. For some reason, they end up sticking out.
Yeah.
As a result, and this seems to only happen in the green. Well, I'm guessing I've only seen it in green right now, but I haven't tested the other colors, so I'm guessing it's like when it's non-blue that the angles are not getting adjusted. They seem also to be a little bit less responsive.
The colors, or
yeah, just in terms of, or maybe not. No, I think actually it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that should be fine because there isn't that was more. It was just more just the bear trap look, but it is kind of it's not super consistent. Like I think right now here it's not. Here it isn't showing.
Yeah. I'll have to look at that. To be honest, I didn't test all the other colors nearly as much as I tested blue. So.
No, that's always the problem with for all the mechanics. It's like you always only test we only get everything else, and then you go into the other ones, and they're like all these weird edge cases come out. Yeah. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go set up like an area where we can. I'll get rid of the pipe and move that somewhere else since that's another mechanic entirely.
Sure. And
then we can just have one area where we have a whole bunch of water and some trees, and we can start testing. Because I think that the other issue we need to work on is with the Z fighting when meshes, when streams cross each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I guess we go with the soil patch change. And did you? Let me see here. Oh, so you added the gizmos, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's pull over pull that um, fast full. Oh, we do have. I guess we actually do have. Well, we have the no clip, which helps.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's in the line manager. Oh, I see now. I think I can already see them. Oh, right, so this is perfect. Yeah. We also need it for... Oh, right, so now the door just goes to... points it to the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. I think there also needs to be one for the squares to the lines.
Is there not one showing up? I think I added that.
Oh, from the I see them now for the from the door sphere to the line, because then this is like, well, this one I know.
You know what? It's probably because the square and the lines are all on the same plane. It's probably like in the wall.
Oh, that's...
I'm moving that wall away for a second.
Let's just disable this.
Is there...
I don't see the line. It might actually just be... Well, no, right? Because wouldn't the... I always thought the line manager was not in the same plane. It's like the line children itself are in the same plane. Although now that we have the debug thing, that might not be such an issue. Actually, you know what? That's not an issue because...
Okay.
Yeah, you know why? Because now that I remember, the squares, you can only have one line manager connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... The problem with the doors was that you could have, like, this... some other line, like this line, triggering this door, and it would be hard to pinpoint that unless you went through everything and clicked on it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas with Square, since we can always... They always only have one line manager, either it's working or it's not working, then... Yeah.
Yeah.
So that actually is really great. And then this way it also lets me know that I don't have... Like, these lines aren't connecting to other ones. So actually that's... that is fine. So yeah, that should be good.
Cool.
Is it maybe we should... No, the color's good. Yeah, I was gonna suggest changing the colors differently, but just because we have these guys, but they're not, it's fine.
Were you thinking, like, the color of gravity, or...?
No, I was thinking just having it blue, but the green actually stands out really well against the gray.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and we still haven't figured out what should happen with the stream crossing. I guess they should... That's a weird thing, because it's like the waters are ignoring each other. But...
Yeah. What I was thinking for that is that each of the different types of water could be, like, slightly offset from each other on the Y. But,
yeah.
But once water overlaps itself, then I'm not really sure how to solve that, where...
I mean, you could have everything be in it, You know what we could do? Actually, so every water would have two Z values, right? And it would have, like, its top Z value and its bottom Z value. And if the water crosses itself multiple times, we only need one on top. So it's like...
That's interesting.
If it crosses itself multiple times, it'll go on top, and then otherwise all the other waters will stagger according to their bottom ratio, bottom Z value. Although that does mean that we have the water over, like, blue water would always consistently be on top of purple, for example, right?
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think that's actually not... I mean, that doesn't affect gameplay. It's really more just a visual issue, so I don't think that's such a big problem. Yeah, I think that we'll go with that.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, thanks for the gizmo. This looks good.
Yeah. Cool.
We'll get back to the water. Yeah, I think next we'll just get the soil patchwork in. I'll make a bunch of yeah, I'll continue with the water level design, or just getting the sandbox area worked out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool, man. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Talk to you later, Willie.
All right, see ya.
See you, stream.
Yeah, yeah. Bye. Say bye to Chris. Stream.
See ya.
How do the doors look in game? So I can show you. Yeah, we have the no clip case, so it doesn't. We can have fast fall. Like, you know, basically when we're testing a lot, I just go into no clip. But this is what the doors look like. Looks like some of them are missing. But this is yeah, so they open in 4 directions. Basically to accommodate for all the different gravities, so. Well, I just don't know why you would ever need fast fall. Like, the falling here is a little slow, but this level is a lot bigger than... That's just because there's a lot of empty space in the level, which is not normally... Like, the levels wouldn't be this far apart normally. It's just what we happen to have here. So that's what's contributing to the game feeling really small. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and actually just add all the different... Oh, yeah, oh. We also need the water mesh to show up, so I'm going to go ahead and add water mesh needs to be visible. Well, like, how would I'm saying, like, where would fast fall come in? Like, with that, you do speed up, but do you just do you press a button and then you go into turbo fall? Like, I don't know how it would work mechanically. Yeah, I don't know how it would, like, where it would, how are you, Greeting Star, how are you imagining, is it as you're falling you would hit a button and then you just speed up, or yeah, I'm more just curious about how you think it would work and why you kind of want that. It also needs a gizmo to show down direction and forward direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and add Chris to this Trello card. Oh, I see. Like a Tetris fast fall? Wait, are you saying like the player would go through the wall? Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I have actually enough buttons. Like, Tetris Fast Fall makes sense. No, see, so that's an because Tetris Fast Full, it's like you already have it, but like, are you saying I would go through the floor and to the one below? No, not no clip. Just as I'm falling, it does like an instant. Oh, I see. Interesting. Huh. Maybe. My one concern with that is so like I said, it doesn't like take that long to fall. It's more this level it's more that this level is a lot bigger than how it would be normally. The problem is I can see it becoming it more of an action-y type game, which I don't think is necessarily what I want. Like, that feels like a very that feels like the Dishonored teleport. Yeah, I mean, that almost feels like a teleportation thing. Interesting. We are gonna have it pretty mobile. Like the movement speed will be pretty fast. You actually hold shift to walk, so it'll be like Antichamber, so your default is running, but it's not like I'll see. It is interesting. Yeah, we really need to be able to see the water here. Alright, where is our waterfall? Oh, right, because we never changed this one to... this one should be orange. Interesting. Right, yeah, I can see... So Dagon actually has a good point where it can be really disorienting if you can't see it. What, whoa, what the fuck? Our frame rate is going crazy here. Movement speed and yeah, like it. So was it the movement speed felt the movement speed felt right because in the end the levels were a lot bigger. The problem with actually changing movement speed here is that some of the early puzzles require a certain spacing. And if you were fast, you could sort of like jump and get across a gap, which is not what I want. So I don't think I can allow for fixed distance for at least very big changes in movement speed. Oh yeah. I am hoping to like. The thing is, the world wrapping solves a lot of that problem in terms of the levels being too big and backtracking. Okay, yeah, like Orange Waterfall is broken, I think. What the heck? Right, okay, orange waterfall is broken. Yeah, basically something is happening that's causing these to get... causing like a million of these to get made. Okay, I'm gonna have to I'll let Chris know about this. She gotta take a picture. Oh, you know what it is? I think if orange is broken, then purple waterfall, orange waterfall, broken. Yeah. You don't need jumping. You know, okay, like this is why. So let's first let me test. Fractoso didn't have jumping. No, wait. Stanley Parable did have jumping. Couldn't you jump out of the window? Okay. Waterfill, waterfall. It's all the same. Hey, Stog789. How's it going? Okay, like, here's what I mean, right? So, like, normally jumping, if I need to get to the top of this, you don't need jumping because you can just, like... You use the gravity rotation, and you're at the top of it. So, Fracto, so yeah, Fract doesn't have jumping. You don't need jumping, so I've taken it out. There's lots of falling, which hopefully makes up for... Yeah, you can walk up the window. There's lots of falling, which is like half jumping. Oh man, I broke it. Okay. Okay, I've ended up on the inside of this tunnel, which is not what I want. But it is kind of cool. So we are... Fortunately, we have no clip. Okay, but yeah, let's test. Let's do a test on. Yeah, if my theory is correct, I think purple and orange would both be broken. Yeah. Yeah, purple and orange are both broken. I think it's the way the. You know what? I think it's because the splash. The way the splash is being drawn. It's like it's thinking there's nothing beneath it. Orange water fill. Yeah, I think the splash effect is tricking it. Yeah. Alright, if I ask you a question about Unity, yes, Dog789, go ahead. I had an add-on in World of Warcraft that counted every time I jumped. That is a lot of jumping. Someone's saying Minecraft. Oh, yeah. But I was asking about level editors in first-person puzzle games with level editors. It seems like only Portal 2 has one, so... which is good. Well, the jump key is the gravity rotation key. So... I guess you could disable it. I might make it so, like... I do have ideas for a shooter with this mechanic, in which case the jump... For that, I would bring the jump back. Yeah, so it looks like... let's actually also, what I want to do try is with... so yeah, this is blue water. Let's rotate this over. So this would be red water. I'm on the iOS platform, and when I import images to Unity, the inspector displays it at a much higher size. Huh, interesting. I'm actually not sure whether it's the actual file size on the disk or in the memory. Because sometimes it does convert it to... You know what I think it is? I think it's because of your size. I think you should, I think you can probably... I think it's because it's not a square size. Yeah, I'm not actually too sure. I think it has to do with... I think you should try importing it as a square. Oh, whoops, actually don't want the, Alright. Oh, I see. Hey, Ezra! How long have you been lurking in there? Here is your chance to ask Ezra all your memory of a broken dimension questions. Hi, this is Redwater. By the way, Ezra, I need to send you an email about something. Well, about you coming on the stream sometime. But yeah, this is your the true shader master has showed himself. Okay, so let's do some water bending. What's POT? Oh, power of 2? You just get the image size. Yep. When is airbending, firebending, and earthbending coming? Actually, so the truth is in this game you're not playing as an avatar, you're just playing as a boring waterbender. You are not the hero in this game. Alright, I'm going to end the stream here now because it's 4:30. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Tomorrow it's going to be in the evening, and then next, but yeah, I think from now on, no, Tuesday streams are always going to be at 2:30 in the afternoon. Maybe once the summer's over, maybe once I have more my schedule, maybe when I'm not doing like as much stuff, I will make I will maybe do also Thursday in the evening, in the afternoon as well. Like Tuesday, Thursday afternoon, Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the evening. But yeah, I'm going to continue with this level, kind of just build a bunch of places where water bending can happen. Get a bunch of trees in there, and then we'll see what happens. Cool. Also, by the way, on Friday, there's not going to be a game design critique stream this Friday because I have something happening. So Friday will actually be the first time that we don't have a stream. Because actually, as of yesterday, that I've been streaming every weekday for 2 months, but unfortunately on Friday I'm gonna break it. So cool. It looks like Stog789 got the help he/she needed, and yeah, I guess if you have Unity questions, this is the channel. I'm not always an expert, but I think a bunch of people here on the stream, they know a lot more about stuff, so this would be a good place to ask. But anyway, I am going to end it now, so I will see you guys tomorrow.